great. Ilona, so how are your sessions going? How is your work going?
You know, um, in 2019 in May, I sat as usual after 30 years of being in Germany 3 times a year for 5 weeks at a time teaching weekend seminars and week-long seminars. I said this will be the last time I'm in Germany teaching live. And I had prepared already and gone online and created a lot of online trainings, including teacher trainings. And those are going really well. The teachers who I've trained are now teaching teachers and students. And so, um, as a matter of fact, I just had to do a proof listening on French in a French language for some audio exercises and meditation. And but at the same time, I was told inwardly by the universe that this will be a time of inner work for me. And I thought, oh, good. So I'll retire. I'm turned 60 years 2 days ago, and I'm going, okay. But I think if we all listen really well, there is a greater message that runs ahead of time, and we can all listen and adjust ourselves. And I'm finding that the benefit of meditating is that people can listen to that inner voice that guides them. And that's what I love to do, and that's what I'm teaching is to connect, to live heaven on earth. So a lot of the people I know are actually really living like they all have, a lot of them have said that it was the best last year they had. Now, I know some people have had difficult times and extremely difficult times, so it's whatever. But meditation does help us to be prepared and to listen to the guidance that says, this is coming, get prepared, do this, do that. And so, even more important in times like this, that we learn to listen to that intuition and to the voice that can come only when we go into stillness.
Sure, absolutely, fully echo on that. Great to know that part. I think we are doing great work. We were there in Bali some time ago, not now, last year, I think. So I guess you were not there. That's what we were told. Otherwise, we would have come and met you there.
Right.
And we will come back next time.
Yes,
Next
well,
time
that
we'll
was
visit.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. You had just come after we'd flown to Germany. That was the last trip. And
Yes.
here we are very blessed. We all are ongoingly still meeting people or teaching, but till hopefully the end of this month, they haven't let too many foreigners in. People can still come in with special long-term visas, but it's the daring souls that dare. I think Australia, we still can't come in, correct, Jasween? No,
Yeah.
your mic is off. Your mic. Yes.
Yeah, no, our government is very, very strong. We're all in lockdown as a country. They are talking about maybe the middle of next year. It may be longer, we don't know. So, but we have a lot of freedom here because we have such few issues because they've closed all the borders and did that. But I'm like my next big birthday is 70.
Oh my God.
It's still a few years, but that's the next big one. Right. And I also thought, oh, maybe it's time to retire. And then I just got such clear guidance, no. And I'm like you, I'm doing a lot of online courses, but just being in the community and just, situations just come. I've been working with a lot of young girls who've been very confused about things, just really helping people to just be now moment aware, to meditate, to open to their inner guidance, exactly what you said, while immersing myself. Like every day I get deep, 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 long meditations like I've never had before because I've always been so busy and traveling and writing books, and I've just been loving it personally. Long walks on the beach, spending time with family, just really doing things like gardening, and getting to know my neighbors better, and it's been lovely.
Patri sir is here.
Yes.
Pardon?
Welcome, Patri sir.
Ah, Patriji. Hi, hi. Hi.
Namaste, namaste.
Namaskar. Namaste.
Vladimir ji, namaskar. Vladimir ji from Russia.
Владимир, здравствуйте.
Wow, wow, wow.
She's not unmuted.
Welcome everyone to Digital International Yoga Day 2021 celebrations. We have our beloved master, Dr. Brahmashri Pitamaha Patriji with us today. Dr. Brahmashri Pitamaha Patriji realized the power of meditation through his own profound experiences and attained enlightenment in the year 1979. Patriji is a multi-dimensional personality and a charismatic leader of a vast multitude. Patriji is an example of how human life can be lived to the fullest with zest and compassion towards one another. Patriji teaches us and guides every single person with the same level of enthusiasm and friendliness as he does to thousands of spiritual seekers and is always accessible to everyone. Patriji identifies the best way that any person can serve society while giving him or her total freedom to perform and encourages them continuously to do their best. While Patriji is acquainting you with the mysteries of meditation and spirituality, he has an endearing, fun-loving side too. Apart from being a spiritual master, Patriji is a fluent orator, a voracious book reader, a friend to everyone from any backdrop, and impressive author of spiritual wisdom. Patriji is also an accomplished flute player and an engaging singer, an able administrator, a great networker, an ardent cricket lover, and a good friend. Patriji likes to call his approach as that of a spiritual scientist, which means involving in direct soul-level experimentation. While Patriji envisions and endeavors to make universal spiritual truths reach the whole of mankind through positive media. The intent of Patriji is to achieve and establish a society that has its fundamental traits as vegetarianism and non-violence. Now, a little just about PMC English. Well, PMC English is a YouTube channel aimed to become a satellite channel. It is the result of the vision of Brahmashri Patriji, who believes that only the practice of Anapanasati is a very significant part of the current worldwide New Age spiritual revolution. It is a movement leading humanity from violence to non-violence, from blind religious beliefs to scientific and spiritual scientific experimentation and spiritual scientific logic, from bankrupt materialism to magnificent middle path, and finally evolving from animal level of eating to adopting vegetarianism. While PSSM aspires for establishing a peaceful meditative world. Now, over to Dr. Brahmashri Pitamaha Patriji.
Thank you very much. Absolutely marvelous to see all the great masters of the whole world. And my special invitation to Jasmohan ji. We have been missing you here in Bangalore Valley. And special guest Vladimir ji. You are such a great master of the whole world. We are very happy that you are here in India through this Zoom class. Ilona Salke, thank you very much. I can see many people. Gudia.
Recording in progress.
Pradeep, say a few words on behalf of PMC English.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. This is a wonderful occasion, my dear friends. International Yoga Day 2021. This is being organized by PMC English and Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. So there are a lot of efforts. There are a lot of efforts that has gone in to create this event. So we have 23 speakers and we have 4 music meditation sessions. Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement has been founded by Patriji, where it has dedicated to vegetarianism and meditation. So Patriji wanted every person in the world to become a meditator and a vegetarianism, and we all have come together under the guidance of Patriji to make this vision as a reality. And I had been working for the last 19 years for this vision along with Patriji. Like me, there are thousands and thousands of masters who have come forward, and they also have built thousands of pyramids. So pyramid energy is also being utilized for meditation, especially by all the masters of Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement. On this auspicious occasion of International Yoga Day, so we are conducting this event to take the message of meditation to the world. And Patriji has set the theme for this event as Yoga means meditation. A lot of people think that yoga means only hatha yoga, yoga means only asanas, but there is a redefinition of yoga that has to be made, and Patriji is the right person to tell us more about this theme. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Pradeep. Yoga essentially means meditation. Yoga has got nothing to do with the physical body. Yoga essentially means spirituality. It doesn't see the matter, it sees the mind. The mind is the source of matter. The mind shapes matter, creates matter. The mind is everything. Everything is psychosomatic. Begins with the mind and gets evidenced in the matter. All problems are psychic first, and then they result in the soma. When you clear the mind, you clear the matter. Everything is mind to matter. Dr. Dawson Church, a very great book, Mind to Matter. So this is new science. This is old spirituality and new science. Spirituality has always been telling this, emphasizing this, mind over matter. Everything is born in the mind. We think of a house in the mind, and the house comes. We think of International Yoga Day in the mind, and this now we have the International Yoga Day. We think of inviting all the great masters of the world, and we are witnessing that. Evidence is that we are evidencing that in the matter right now. And the idea comes first. Everything is based upon the mind. Every disease in the physical body has become a result of the disease in the mind. When you heal the mind, you heal the body. Body is only a shadow of the mind. This is every master knows, and every non-master doesn't know. Every materialist does not know this. Therefore, he is crying. He is in sorrow, suffering. He is in sorrow. Every matter-minded man must become spiritual-minded man. That's why we are all working here in the Pyramid Spiritual Society movement. When you become spiritual, you become non-violent, non-killing, non-interfering person. If you are killing animals for food and sport, you are very, very far from spirituality. And we see in the whole world so many people who are very, very, very far from spirituality, who are eating chicken, mutton, eggs, and going to churches, and going to masjids, going to temples. So going to church will not help you. Going to masjid will not help you. You are non-harming. That will help you. So we are working towards a humanity where everybody becomes a vegetarian. Your spirituality I cannot see, but your vegetarianism I can see. Your meditation experience I cannot see, but your eating habits I can see. Your eating habits show me whether you are spiritual or not. We want everybody to become spiritual, to create a heaven on this earth. There is a hell on earth because of eating animals, fish and bird. There is a heaven, there is a hell on this earth planet. A great hell is there. We want a great heaven. People's eating habits should change. They change only when they become meditators. Their thinking habits change when they do meditation. So their eating habits change. What is meditation? Meditation is going from a wrong thinking to a right thinking. From wrong thinking to no thinking to right thinking. Right thinking is enlightenment. Wrong thinking is lack of enlightenment. From wrong thinking, you come to no thinking, which is meditation. In the no thinking state, you go into right thinking state, which is enlightenment. So meditation becomes the base for you to shift yourself from wrong thinking to right, no thinking. And from no thinking to right thinking. Wrong thinking leads you to wrong living, wrong eating habits, wrong speaking habits, wrong interaction habits. When you have right thinking, right eating habits, right living happens. Right eating happens, right thinking happens, right speaking habits, everything happens with right living. From wrong living to right living, that is the goal. That happens through meditation process. Meditation is the base for everything. Every village, every town, every country, there should be only science of meditation teaching everywhere. And in India, we have built special places for meditation called pyramids. Pyramids are great places for meditation. In the temple, you go to worship. In the church, you go to pray. But in a pyramid, you go to meditate. The moment you see pyramids, meditation comes into your mind. That's why we are building pyramids everywhere in the Pyramid Spiritual Society movement. So many pyramids have been built in India. What are the other countries doing? Why are they not building pyramids? For common use, for everyday use. So Pyramid Spiritual Society movement is showing the way to the whole world to build pyramids everywhere, to go for vegetarianism everywhere, to go for anapanasati meditation everywhere. We believe in learning from every master. Every master has got something to contribute. When you go and learn from every master, you have so much abundance of knowledge with you. Every master is important for you to become a master. Every day, after 24 hours, 3 hours meditation should be there. And 2 hours reading books is there. And 1 hour listening to others' meditation experiences. We have so many great masters in the world. There is the depth of great masters. The knowledge of all these masters should go to every person, every common man. International Yoga Day is another day to focus on yoga. What is yoga? Yoga is spirituality. Yoga is not physical exercise. Yoga is spiritual discipline. Yoga is spiritual path. Yoga is spiritual growth. Yoga is learning from everybody. Yoga is teaching everybody. whatever you know. Yoga is a very, very big word. The whole of spirituality is encompassed in it. All types of spiritualities. Primarily, you must see that there is no death. Life and death become equal to you when you are spiritual. Birth and death become equal to you. You won't be able to see death anywhere. There is no corona deaths. This is only transition. For spiritual people, it is a promotion. For non-spiritual people, it is a transition. But for every spiritual man, every person, it is a promotion. You have become successful in your spirituality. Therefore, you are promoted to higher worlds. Otherwise, you are transiting to other worlds. If you are not become spiritual, you must come back again and again to become spiritual. Better to become spiritual right now. Thank you very much, Pradeep ji. Everybody should become a vegetarian. That's a must. No animal should be killed for food and sport. Until that happens, we are all here to work towards that end. No animal should cry. No bird should cry. No fish should cry. Humankind has to take care of the animal kind, bird kind and the fish kind. We are caretakers. The whole world, the whole animal world is waiting for the humanity to be more responsible. We have to become more responsible. I will continue to work on this earth planet until the last person also becomes a vegetarian. It is my duty to stay on this earth planet and help every soul to spiritualize themselves. Every country, every area in the whole world should become heaven. The whole of Europe should become heaven. The whole of Russia should become heaven. The whole of Australia should become heaven. The whole of America should become heaven. The whole of China should become heaven. The whole of Indonesia should become heaven. Every country has to become a heaven. Non-killing, non-violence, non-interference with other life forms. Yoga means spirituality. So International Day of Yoga means International Day of Spirituality. Every day should be spiritual and every person should become spiritual. Spirituality 24 hours. There should be spiritual books everywhere, in every home. Spiritual science should be taught in every school, every college. If we are all working together, it will happen. We are the leaders of the spirituality here. Whatever we think it will happen in the world. I have received a message from a senior meditator that by 2055, the whole world is going to become one government, spiritual government. By 2055, the whole world will be only one government, spiritual government. Government by spirituality. It is going to happen by the year 2055. I received a message from the Mother Earth. Mother Earth says that by 2055, there will be one government in the whole Earth planet. This is a special message for me to give to everybody. Very, very great positive news. Let us start this day of International Yoga with 5 minutes of meditation. Kindly close your eyes. Please put Bismillah Khan music. Under the great master Bismillah Khan's music, let us do meditation for 5 minutes. Close your eyes and observe your breathing. Music helps in meditation. Meditation gives you enlightenment. Meditation is the message of the International Day of Yoga. Meditation is the doorway for spirituality. Let us all do meditation with wonderful music from Bismillah Khan. This is the start of International Day of Yoga for all of us. Five minutes of meditation. Five minutes of meditation. Making the mind empty. Dance in the thoughts, dance in the particles. Let us all go into the mood of meditation. Five minutes of meditation. Emptiness in the mind. By being with the breath of by being with the normal breath, you're going to meditate. Three minutes more. Only 3 minutes. Two minutes more. Final 1 minute. 30 seconds. Twenty seconds. Ten seconds. Thank you very much, my dear friends, my dear masters, and my dear gods. We are extremely happy for your great presence here. My special welcome to Vladimir Megareji. Welcome all the way from Russia. It is so very wonderful to see him here. We are all great fans of Anastasia. Thank you, Pradeep.
Thank you, sir. Some of the speakers will speak for some time, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Ilona, yes, sir. Everybody. Wonderful, sir. So, Ilona Selke, madam, we are unmuting you, and you can give your message.
Thank you very much. And thank you, Patriji, for always holding that inner light of enlightenment as the possibility for all humans to reach. Thank you. If I were to say there's one message, is that life is a love affair between the source and the created. And yoga, meditation, and the spiritual path returns the gaze to the center of creation. It's like God looking through the eyes of shape and form and consciousness to return onto itself. And in that, we yoke, we unify, we become one. And the unification of duality within ourselves, of our body, mind, and spirit in yoga, to the one source code that is expressing itself through us. That, to me, is the path of the yoking, the yoga, the union path of spiritualization, of individuated consciousness to the source. And in that, the alpha and the omega become one, and heaven can be anywhere. It's not a place, it's an inner presence of the divine in the manifest. And that's what I will talk about, is how do we do that? And give some techniques and practical ideas as to how do we unify the opposites. And when we are able to unify the opposites, we master that domain. So anywhere we find opposites, opposing feelings within ourselves, unrest, we find out what isn't working so well, where it is going to be, and we unify the two, and it becomes the bridge or the ladder upon which we ascend through the many layers that make us a being. We have the expression of being, a body, a mind, a spirit, and so each one of them we elevate, including our food intake. And I'm happy to say, since I was old enough to determine my own life in Germany, we are brought up, as normally everybody is, as non-vegetarian. But I became a vegetarian 40 years ago when I was not yet 20, 19. And since then have lived a vegetarian life. And I think if we want to be a compassionate being, we rise to that level of understanding that all beings need to be honored. It's an evolutionary perspective, and we hope that we can get every being on this planet to see that. And I do think there is a big movement happening right now because of the necessity to pay attention to our planet and CO2 emission. So we live as caring beings, as responsible beings. We have ethics that we live and not just preach, but actually embody and return our gaze to the source in union. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ilona-ji. I would like to hear Jasmine, ma'am.
Jasmine him. Please speak, madam.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Hi, everybody. It's wonderful to be part of this celebration because we have this opportunity to celebrate so many things. Our planet is changing. Gaia herself, as a living being, is really bringing a new harmonic to us all as well. People are having chance now to have this great reset. We are calling it the time of reset. And as Patriji said, we won't recognize this planet by 2050. We do have some upheaval going on right now, and it's almost as if you could say it's a high-speed blending time where all these ingredients is being put in a blender like we're making a smoothie, and the buttons being pushed and everything's like coming up for rebalance within us all. But what's so beautiful is that we've all been given and we have access to so many different tools to consciously reset ourselves with. Just the breath, the yoga of breath. I like to just breathe so much more than oxygen, to take a breath, to breathe in that pure source energy. And as we have that intention, then we know with quantum that energy becomes that which we label it. So we can reset ourselves just through breath to the deepest, deepest, deepest levels of peace. We can unhook from all the high-speed blending, big chaos almost changes in our world, and every day just disengage from that and engage with something else that breathes us, that is loving us, that is giving us life, that is allowing us to have this experience as formlessness with one little drop expressing itself as our individualized form. And so, as Patriji says, this is a science, the science of a life lived in health and happiness and harmony, utilizing ancient ways of being and new ways of being, and also really learning in silent stillness to listen to feel, and to experience the truth of all the wisdoms that have ever been shared by all the holy ones on earth till this point of time, and finding that inner wisdom and feeling that benevolent, loving force that is pulsating through the 99.9% space of our atoms, flowing through us and around us all the time. And as Ione said, just coming into that state of union with that really pure and perfect pulsation, so that we can experience, vibrate in to that zone of heaven that is here already on earth, that some call the Shambhala matrix. It's already here. We just fine-tune ourselves into it by how we are spending time, how we are living our lives, the kindness and compassion to self, by choosing excellent mental food, by choosing excellent emotional food, by choosing excellent physical food. But we'll share more about that in my sharing with you on celebrating yoga and the science of a life well lived. So I'm so happy to be joining you in this gathering. Thank you.
You are such an inspiration for all of us, Jasmine ji. You have been a president for our international scientists, spiritual scientists meet all these years. I miss you very much in Bangalore.
Me too. I hope to be back physically soon, one day.
I am in the Pyramid Valley right now, but I am alone here. I miss everybody here.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I would like to hear message from Anastasia through Vladimir ji. Pradeep ji.
Yes, sir, I'm unmuting Vladimir ji, and Yulia is going to translate Vladimir ji's message for all of us, sir.
One moment, please. The author is unmuting.
Vladimir, sir, can you please unmute yourself?
We are sorry. It's our first experience in Zoom, so
Yulia, can you inform Vladimir, sir, to unmute? So there will be a request for unmute on his screen. He can click it.
okay. I texted him. Can you maybe do it one more time?
No, anytime he can unmute himself.
Yeah, I have asked him to unmute. There'll be a request on his screen. You can tell him in Russian language.
Yeah, I've told him. I don't know. Maybe there is something wrong. One moment, please. We will go with it.
Within this time, when we're going to figure out, maybe Patriji will ask another author to speak.
That's good.
Yes, yes.
Sir, Vladimir is now, Vladimir sir is able to unmute himself, sir, now. Yeah.
Okay.
Владимир Николаевич, вот вас рада приветствовать.
Ну, а меня слышно?
Да, слышно.
Я тоже рад приветствовать всех участников этого прекраснейшего мероприятия.
I'm happy to see all of you, all of the participants. And thank you to organizers.
Просили меня записать, ну, и представить голос Анастасии, героини книг, которые я написал.
Organizers asked me to make a voice recorder of Anastasia.
Но я нахожусь в городе Владимире, это недалеко от Москвы сейчас.
However, now I am in another city, very far from that place, close to Moscow.
2 дня назад мне сообщили о том, что будет вот это мероприятие.
Just 2 days ago, I learned about the event.
А Анастасия находится в Сибири, в тайге.
Anastasia is situated far in Siberia.
Но я не хочу вас разочаровывать. Вы можете услышать голос Анастасии.
However, I don't want you to be disappointed, so you all can listen to her voice.
С помощью доктора Брахмарши Патриджи.
With dear Patriji.
Он говорит многие вещи такие же, как говорит Анастасия.
Because he says all the things that Anastasia is saying all the time.
Поэтому во время медитации вы можете с ней, ну, многие из вас, наверное, могут с ней говорить.
That is why I suppose that many of you can speak to her during the meditation.
Патриджи чувствует ее.
Dear Patriji feels her.
Пожалуйста, слушайте его и услышите голос.
please listen to him and you will hear her voice.
И вот еще один из спикеров выступал и назвал такое слово, как единство противоположностей.
And one of the speakers who performed just now, he said such a word like a union of opposites.
Это очень важно. Единство противоположностей.
It's essential.
Ведь Бог сделал главное.
Because the God made the main thing
в своем творении.
in His creation.
Он предложил всем энергиям поучаствовать в сотворении, которое он задумал.
He offered all the energies to take part in the creations that he made in his mind.
Энергии вселенские рванулись к нему.
All the cosmic energies, they rushed towards his great idea.
Бог принял частички этих энергий в себя.
And the God, he accepted all the energies.
И Бог в себе уравновесил между собой частички всех энергий вселенских.
And he make all the particles of all the energies, he makes it in balance.
Если человек с помощью медитации, очень важный механизм медитация, сможет уравновесить в себе энергии,
meditation is a very important tool, and with the help of it, everyone can balance the energies inside.
Он станет намного ближе к Богу.
And it helps a person to become closer to the God.
Он станет равным Богу, как хотел того Бог.
He can be equal to the God as the God wished him to be.
И я думаю, что когда-то мы этого достигнем.
And I think that one day we will accomplish it.
Я думаю, что так оно произойдет с помощью медитации.
I see that it will happen thanks to meditation.
И в музыке я слышал, как играл Patriji.
And I heard in the Patriji's music.
На своей дудочке.
I heard Patriji playing his flute.
Когда находился в Америке.
When I was in America.
Yeah. И я благодарен ему за эту игру.
And I'm grateful to him for his playing.
Спасибо вам, что вот вы так много уделяете, придаете значение духовности.
Thank you so much that you put so much effort to make everyone know about meditation.
Пусть мир будет в каждой вашей душе и во всей вселенной.
Let your souls be in peace. So thank you, all the masters here.
Спасибо вам.
Thank you very much.
Can we hear Anastasia's voice also?
Вы можете слышать теперь все голос Анастасии?
Да, я.
Yes, I can hear.
Да, могу.
Yes. Dear Patriji,
Yes.
yeah, as Mr. Migre said, that the voice is just inside, so it's not like for
Okay.
now.
Very fine. Very fine. Someday we hope to hear her voice. That is my last
Отлично,
dream.
отлично. Мы услышим этот голос внутри.
But Vladimir ji has come here, and itself is the greatest happiness for all of us. I read all the books of anesthesia, and I've been waiting for such kind of occasion, and it's such a great thing for us in pyramid speech ceremony to see and welcome Vladimir ji. Please convey this to him.
Мы долго ждали, что Владимир Мигре к нам присоединится. Мы очень-очень рады вас видеть.
Да, спасибо.
Thank you so much for your hospitality.
Я тоже с радостью рад услышать вас.
The whole of India goes down to anesthesia.
Вся Индия поклоняется Анастасии.
All the people of India, they bow down to anesthesia.
Все люди, они кланяются ей.
They bow down through me.
Они кланяются через меня.
Спасибо.
Thank you, Swamiji, Vladimir ji.
Спасибо, уважаемый Владимир.
You are such a great master yourself.
Вы такой потрясающий мастер.
You have brought anesthesia to the whole world.
Вы принесли Анастасию, дали Анастасию всему миру.
I see anesthesia as Mother Earth.
Я вижу, что Анастасия, она как Мать-Земля.
And you brought the message of Mother Earth to all of us.
И вы дали послание, принесли послание от Матери Земли всем нам.
Thank you.
Спасибо, спасибо, спасибо.
Интересное сравнение, Патриджи.
It is very interesting comparison, dear Patriji.
Я даже запишу послание Земли.
I will write it down. It is very inspiring.
Mother Earth has to speak to us. She speaks through anesthesia.
Мать-Земля хочет общаться с нами, и она делает это через Анастасию.
Да, вполне возможно. Интересно, Патриджи.
Dear Patriji, it is very interesting idea.
Я согласен с тобой.
I absolutely agree with you.
We are all blessed by you, Vladimir ji.
Мы все благословлены ее энергией.
You are such a great master yourself.
И вы также прекрасный учитель.
Your writing is wonderful. The expression is wonderful. Your humility is wonderful.
Ваш слог потрясающий, и ваше чувствование тоже очень хорошо.
Your truthfulness is wonderful.
Ваша правдивость очень прекрасна.
Your efforts are wonderful.
Ваши усилия потрясающие.
The whole India bows to Vladimir Migre.
Вся Индия кланяется Владимиру уважаемому.
Спасибо.
Thank you.
Madam ji, your own message from your side.
Что бы вы могли нам сказать еще?
Я бы хотел, чтобы когда-то мы все вместе собрались, может быть, в Индии, может быть, еще где-то.
I would like all of us to get together somewhere, maybe in India.
И чтобы
We should all meet.
Да, это отличная идея.
И чтобы Патриджи не через интернет, а чтобы вживую сыграл.
And I would like to listen to dear Patriji's music, not via Zoom, but on live.
Yes.
И чтобы мы вместе освоили коллективную медитацию.
And I want all of us to make a meditation all together.
Wow.
В древности наши предки, ведрусы, вставали в круг.
In ancient times, our ancestors, Vedruses, they got in a circle.
И посередине круга ставили идола.
And in the middle of the circle, there was an idol.
Ну, это такая фигурка из бревна.
It's kind of
Из дерева.
It's a figurine made of some log, wooden statue.
И направляли на эту фигурку свои мысли.
And they directed their thoughts to the figurine, to the statue.
Ну, например, просьбу, чтобы пошел дождь.
For example, they asked for rain to come.
И дождь шел.
And
Приходил.
rain came. Rain would come.
Я думаю, что когда мы соберемся вместе, то сможем встать в круг.
I think that when we get together, we also can get to the circle.
И направим свою мысль в центр этого круга, мысль о прекрасном.
And direct our thoughts of a beauty of the world all together to the middle.
Это прекрасное сбудется.
And it will come true.
Спасибо, Патриджи, за твои прекрасные, неустанные усилия.
Thank you for so much efforts, dear Patriji.
I would like to play 1 minute flute for Vladimir ji. I will play the flute for him.
Я бы хотела 1 минутку поиграть на флейте для вас, Владимир.
Ой, с удовольствием буду
With a
слушать.
great pleasure, I would listen to it.
Но нужно хотя бы 2-3 минуты. 3 минуты.
But dear Patriji, please, at least 2 or 3 minutes.
Yes, yes, please. Thank you very much, sir.
Спасибо большое, sir. Thank you very much, dear Patriji.
Want to acknowledge the presence.
Susan Jamison, we would like to hear you. Pradeep, unmute her. Jamie, sir.
я
Спрашивают про Дипа
Thank
теперь.
you. Thank you. I am free to talk. Well, it's
Что?
such a pleasure to be invited here. Thank you so much. And I'm learning so much from all your words of wisdom. So my background as a physician, I'm obviously very concerned about well-being, and my mission is to teach people about light and how we are beings of light and well-being through consciousness, energy, and light. And as Patriji has just said, there has to be a science of well-being because we're in the millennia of science. So I'm quite deeply into that. As you'll see from my talk, I explain to people how we're all interconnected in shimmering web of light. And I talk about quantum phenomena, holographic resonance, non-locality, all these scientific theories that people can grasp onto and have an understanding of. I also talk about the body as being made of light. Our genetic heritage, our DNA emit photons of light. And this is, well, it's our genetic heritage. That's what it is. I mean, the DNA. We are beings of light. We radiate, we emit light. So obviously, we are interconnected, and I teach oneness and non-duality. And this is perhaps meaningless to people until you start really explaining it in terms that they can understand, so I tend to do this. I'm very connected to nature, as nature is, of course, an extension of ourselves, and we are Mother Earth. We're not just creatures standing on it. So, as a forest bathing therapist, I also talk about how connection to nature will lead to well-being, wellness. And more than this, physicians of ancient times knew that healing was wholeness. And in wholeness, we accept our interconnectedness to the natural environment, to the sun, to the earth, forces of nature. Also, something I have not mentioned in my presentation, which is coming later, is what Christians would call the Holy Spirit. I don't know, maybe in Hindu this is prana or some energy of essential energy that is slightly different, let's say. And I talk about accessing this energy, and this is like a further teaching, I believe, how to be grace. Is one word I would use for it. So I know all spiritual traditions have words for this, but how to be in that grace, in a state of enlightenment, and how this will lead to healing, and healing being wholeness. So go from the microcosm to the macrocosm, the DNA, the cells in our body being triggered by signals, enzymes in our body being triggered by signals of light, organs having polarity. Talk about the brain running on electrical signals, talk about light coming in our eyes and affecting our emotional centers. Our holographic resonance, we walk around in this, Merkaba, or we walk around in the light, in this boat, this vehicle of light that is our extended body. And this is real science. So I'm very clear on this when I talk to people. It's real science, and it's something, as you've pointed out, in which there are tools to access it. And I think all the teachers here are talking about that. Being a physician, I'm especially interested in helping other physicians, medical doctors, with what we call non-verbal communication. So I teach doctors courses on, let's call it intuition, or having a special sense of what is wrong with a patient, what we can do to help them. When I say what is wrong, I really mean what the root core is, which, as Patriji commented in the first few minutes of his talk, is always up here, always. Although sometimes it really doesn't seem to be, right? But it actually is, and that's in no way to blame or judge people for having some ghastly ailment. Compassion is a core part of my teachings. Compassion is being within pain, and it's if you're present, if you're at one in consciousness with people, that is compassion, actually. So there's so much to teach, so much to say, and so much also I feel to learn from. And I've had very good reminders already about how I can improve my personal practice. So much looking forward to presenting to you guys later today in a couple of hours or something. And I have a 10-minute question time also. I want to thank you all so much. It's been a delight to be here and present with you today.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ma'am. Jamisanji. We are all very happy to kickstart this International Day of Yoga. Pradeep.
Sir, yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Sir, I acknowledge the presence of Dr. D.R. Karthikeyan, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. And I want to thank all the speakers who have taken time to come here and spend their valuable time in this inauguration session. Thank you so much, all the speakers.
A few words from Dr. Karthikeyanji, Padma Shri, to conclude this inaugural session.
Namaste, Namaskar, Zdravstvuyte. Greetings to everybody. Hello, Ilona. Pradeep. Pradeep recorded a long interview with me only yesterday at Pragati Valley in Hyderabad. Again, he has called me. It's a joy always to be meeting all the great yoga enthusiasts, meditators in the presence of Brahmanishi Patriji. When I heard this, some of the Russian words I still remember. Vladimir, Megre, Yulia, Anastasia. My memories go back to my days in Moscow. Business days I used to be in the embassy. At that time, the Russians were so keen on yoga, but they were not allowed. So I remember even at midnight, pouring rain, sometimes so much of snow, the lot of Russians used to come stand before the Indian embassy on the road, Ulitsa, Obuka, I remember the name of the street. There we used to have a display board, or magazine India in Russian. Magazine carried a lot of photographs and write-ups on yoga postures, meditation. So we used to take out a paper, various pages, and print them with a light. So people used to come the whole night, take down notes, because those days yoga was not encouraged. I don't know whether they prevented or not, but people used to come at midnight and take down the notes and all that. Times have gone today. All our spiritual movement organizations have deep roots all over Russia, not only in Moscow. All those, Russian states all over. We got so much of involvement and interest in spirituality and yoga in Russia. For some times it was suppressed, but now every spiritual organization I know of, they go so often, all the masters go to Russia, all over they want to learn. It's happening in China also now. So also in United Arab Republic. Because it belongs to the whole world. What yoga says is your health of the body, mind and spirit is within you. You make your own heaven or hell. You are a master of your own. So people have understood that. This is not the 7th year, Swamiji. I remember 19 years back I attended the first International Day of Yoga celebrations in Lisbon, Portugal. 2002, I had attended the program. There is a Portugal master called Amrita Suryananda. He mastered yoga, Vedas and all that. He invited telling this test we celebrate all over the world. So he said 21st June 2002 as the first International Day of Yoga celebration. He called people from all over Europe, and I had the privilege of attending for a few years and all that. He was very firm, this belongs to the whole world. That is 19 years back. Then few years later, that was 2011, he wanted an international organization to be done in India. It was at Art of Living campus with Sri Sri Ravi Shankarji as chairman. I also participated. We had called all great masters at that time, Dr. B.K. Saingar, great Yogacharya, Ramdevji, and many masters were called, Dr. Nagendra and others. We all passed a resolution. I was also had the privilege of signing that. We sent to the Secretary General of the United Nations telling this, though it came from India, it belongs to the whole of humanity. Not only we want India, we want all over the world, everybody to be healthy. And it is in the hands of every one of us to be healthy. The body, health of the body, health of the mind, and health of the spirit, soul. Well, yoga means not only hatha yoga, yogic exercises, also pranayama, breathing exercises, and dhyana, meditation. That is a complete yoga. Then, of course, karma yoga, yoga of work, commitment, jnana yoga. Dhyana yoga, of course, which is enormously promoted by Patriji now, which is going all over the world, along with yoga proper, dhyana yoga also going around and all that. So it was 2011, but nothing happened. We all said to United Nations. But it was only in 2014 when Prime Minister Narendra Modi went and addressed the United Nations General Assembly. He said, this is from India, but it's a gift of India to the whole world, humanity. It doesn't belong to any religion or country or race. So adopt it. It is practiced already all over the world, but officially to be accepted as that day is to be then everybody, 177 countries supported it immediately. I think nearly 200 countries are celebrating it even today. It has gone all over the world. Health of the body, mind, and spirit. But even here, it is very, very necessary to improve it, implement it now. Now, you have heard already the great masters since morning. I have also been in this since yesterday. Many masters have said, all that day is to be then everybody, 177 countries supported it immediately. I think nearly 200 countries are celebrating it even today. It has gone all over the world. Health of the body, mind, and spirit. But even here, it is very, very necessary to improve it, implement it now. Now, you have heard already the great masters since morning. I have also been in this since yesterday. Many masters have said, already, okay, everything that has to be said has been said already. Then why are we talking about it? Because still you have not reached everyone on the planet. If everybody has been doing a yoga, not only Hatha yoga, yogasanas, pranayama, dhyana yoga, meditation, then people will become more responsible. Individual responsibility will be there. We will not be doing all that we are doing to humanity. What about the environment? What destruction we are causing? Because if each one of us have become responsible, we would not be doing these excesses, overconsumption and all that, damaging the environment, killing all sorts of plants, animals, destroying the forests and all that. Today, the whole planet is endangered today. The planet which sustained millions and millions of people for thousands and thousands of years, it is crying for sympathy for us. So for that, while we do yoga for our body, mind and spirit, pranayama, the air is there everywhere free, but today you know how we are struggling for breathing. This COVID-19 has come, people are struggling for breath. Just the simple thing which is available freely. So this process continued. Vipassana came, Buddha came, Guruji came. Now 40 years back, Patriji has taken it up. It's a simple meditation, observing your breath which is available freely. The first breath in, you are born. The last breath goes out, doesn't come back, you are dead. So life is only between the first breath and the last breath, but we are not aware of the greatness of the breath. It is Sri Patriji who realized the value of the breath, and he only taught simple methods of anapanasati meditation. Observe your own breath. He is your guru, he is your God. So by that, he is transforming millions and millions of people. I would say that anapanasati meditation is not only good for your body, health of the body, mind, and spirit. I say it's far more important is it makes the individual more responsible. We realize our responsibility to not only to ourselves, to the families, to society, but to the whole planet. Health of the individual, health of the planet, all that is important when you do this meditation, realization this important. So only by imbibing these values, at least now onwards, we not only take care of our own health, also health of the planet, environment, so that everybody has a right to live. All species of creation are entitled to live. Man thinks everything is created for him, arrogance, We have shown we are not that big, we are not that powerful. Your science, technology, all that doesn't help you. You are struggling even to breathe. That's a warning. This is coronavirus has come and telling be responsible. Respect all other forms of life, all animals, birds, fish, everything. Respect all the trees, respect all nature. Now, because we are irresponsible, that's come to hit us. It's final warning given us, at least the humanity, man, woman, become more responsible, respect all forms of life on the planet, respect nature, respect rivers, mountains, everything. We'll go now, but if we don't do it, next time when I come, will come with a more bigger than you will regret. To save humanity, ladies and gentlemen, let us observe this International Day of Yoga to take care of our own physical health, mental health, spiritual health, but also take care of the entire planet, nature, ambience, so that the way we live, our ancestors, our future generation also should live. We have no right to exploit nature. So respecting each other, respecting the planet, that is the only way of observing more responsibility, International Day of Yoga. That is to remind us. Thank you, Swamiji. You have started a plan, not only yoga all over the world. You have said there's a simplest technology, which anyone can do. Observe your breath, empty your mind, get rid of all your negative thoughts. Allow the divine energy, cosmic energy, quantum energy to flow in. Become healthy physically, mentally, spiritually, and become more responsible. Save the planet. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. As the eldest citizen of India, of the spiritual community, you are coming here is so very a great blessing to all of us. Karthikeyanji.
Thank you, Swamiji. Thank you.
Yes, Pradeep.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Karthikeyan sir, for your message on this auspicious occasion of International Yoga Day. And thank you all the speakers for having joined us in this inauguration session. I'm sorry, some speakers, we could not give time for you to speak in this inauguration session, but we are looking forward for your wonderful sessions where you have an opportunity to give your message. And we'll conclude this inauguration session, sir. And now it is time for Vladimir Megre, sir, for his session. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Julia, can you unmute yourself, Julia?
All around the world. His name is Vladimir Nikolaevich Meger, born in Ukraine, the author of Anastasia, the Ring Setters of Russia book series, a well-known entrepreneur. He spent most of his childhood with his grandmother, Afrosinia Varshuka, a village healer. As a teenager, Vladimir occasionally visited Father Fyodoric, a priest of Trinity Sergei Monastery. Later, he was shown the picture, the one and only, which he described in his second book before the picture was revealed to the world. Vladimir started an independent life early and left the parents' house at the age of 16. Since 1974, he lived in Novosibirsk and worked as a photographer. At the beginning of perestroika reforms of late 1980s, he was the president of Inter-Regional Association of Siberian Entrepreneurs. In 1994-95, he organized 2 large-scale trade expeditions with a fleet of river steamers along the river Obi. Along the route Novosibirsk, Telkard, Novosibirsk at his own expense on the trip, an encounter with Anastasia in the Siberian taiga changed his life. It has been a secret for a long time for relatives and friends what made him an entrepreneur with 10 years experience to pledge his property and spend his savings on the unprofitable trading trips. The mystery was revealed in his books with Anastasia as the main character. Vladimir Meager brought something really invaluable from these trips. Throughout 1996 to 2006, 9 books were written by Vladimir Meager: The Ringing Cedars of Russia series, Anastasia, The Ringing Cedars of Russia, The Space of Love, Co-Creation, Who Are We, Book of Kin, The Energy of Life, The New Civilization, Rights of Love. In 2011, the author was awarded the laureate of Goosey Peace Prize. By now, 11 million copies of the books translated into 20 languages have been sold. In 1919, Meager established the Anastasia Foundation for Culture and Creative Support in the city of Vladimir and launched the site www.anastasia.ru. Friends, we present to you now Vladimir Nikolaevich Meager.
Friends, there will be a small video of Vladimir sir that will be played now.
Vladimir Meager. His spiritual revelations are truly creating a bright future, and the first shoots of that future can already be seen today. Vladimir Meager is the author of the Ringing Cedars of Russia series, which has been published in numerous countries in millions of copies with millions of readers, leaving hundreds of thousands of comments. The writer's following grows year by year. Poems and songs are written about his characters, who have also been featured in paintings. The main character in Vladimir Meager's book is Anastasia, a young reclusive living in the Siberian taiga. His stories about her are unusual and largely fantastical. Her vivid image has aroused a lively response in the hearts of his readers. Many of them have radically changed their outlook on the world and even their way of life under the influence of his stories. In his books, Vladimir Meager raises eternal questions about human society. If mankind is a race of rational beings, why does it pollute the water it drinks and the air it breathes? Why are endless conversations about spirituality and common human values carried out against the background of ceaseless wars in which each side defends its own concept of humanity and culture with guns in hand? Anastasia is surrounded by nature in all of its diversity and inviolability. She eats healthy food and drinks clean water. Why then do other people, sometimes working in inhumane conditions, have to put up with food enriched only with preservatives and coloring agents and waters of dubious quality? What must each of us do in order to turn the planet into a flourishing garden and to bring our families' lives into harmony with nature and the laws of morality? In his search for answers to these difficult questions, Vladimir Meager has become firmly convinced that the first important step on the way to a life of harmony for every family can simply be the improvement of 1 hectare of land. Transformed into a true oasis, this hectare should become a genuine family estate. These arguments form the basis of Anastasia's philosophical parables. A person is born on the earth, but where is his own little piece of that earth? Where is that person's little homeland, asks Anastasia. Where is the little heavenly oasis where a family can live for generations? People, reclaim your homeland, she urges. From many lofty platforms come appeals to protect nature, to be solicitous towards its riches, and to be responsible in the consumption of finite resources. But these appeals are no more than words and do not essentially change anything in individual people or in society as a whole. Vladimir Meager's books, though, are turning words into action. His plea to people to improve their living environment, set out in an unusual artistic form, has proved more powerful than the edicts of many authorities. In countries where Vladimir Megre's books are published, people inspired by his ideas are forming associations to organize settlements consisting of family estates. They are people of various religions, nationalities, and social groups. The creation of these settlements heralds the beginning of the evolution of a way of life for human society. In Russia, readers of the Ringing Cedars of Russia series have already founded over 200 of these settlements, and their number is increasing each year. Citizens of the Ukraine, Belarus, Germany, and other countries are also joining the movement to improve their living environment. We are making these plots of land oases for ourselves and our descendants. Our countries will prosper not only through scientific achievements, but also through the gardens of our estates. We have had enough of waiting for favors. We have to provide a decent environment for our children to live in. These are excerpts from the letters of readers who have been inspired by the author's works, and they are backing up their words with concrete actions. Meanwhile, Vladimir Megre is preparing his next book for publication.
Thank you very much for showing the video. Vladimir Megre, he has some issue with the video, but we can hear him.
Юля,
Да, мы
ты
вас
меня,
слышим.
вы меня слышите?
Да, слышим.
Просто у меня потух экран, все исчезло. Я буду говорить, когда только не будет меня слышно, скажете.
Хорошо.
Итак, я хочу немножко рассказать о том, что делает Анастасия с помощью медитации.
I would love to tell you about what Anastasia is doing with the help of meditation.
Ну, как вы знаете, я написал книгу о таежной отшельнице, которую зовут Анастасия.
As all of you know, I wrote a book about the Taiga hermit called Anastasia.
Она живет отшельницей глубоко в сибирской тайге.
She lives as a hermit deep in Siberian taiga.
И ее предки жили в тайге.
And her ancestors used to live in taiga as well.
У нее нет жилища в нашем понимании
She has no
дома.
dwelling as we can imagine it as a house.
Своим домом она считает таежную полянку.
She considers her house her taiga clearing.
На этой полянке ей подчиняются, а вернее любят ее и понимают все звери.
On the clearing, all the animals around can understand her and help her.
Я не имею в виду звери всей тайги, а только те звери, которые живут рядом с ней на полянке.
It's not all the animals, but just the animals who lives in the clearance with her, in the meadow with her.
Ну, вы можете много интересного прочитать об этой женщине в книгах.
You can read lots of interesting facts and information about her in the books.
И понять, что все необычные ситуации с ней связаны, кажутся необычными только на первый взгляд.
And after reading, you can understand that all the unusual situations that happens to her, they seem to be unusual just from the first sight.
Во многих семьях у людей живут разные животные, которые их любят и подчиняются. человеку.
Because as far as you know, in many families there are pets who understand and who obey people.
Еще звери кормят Анастасию.
Also, the animals help Anastasia. They give her some food.
Например, по щелчку ее пальцев белки собирают орехи и складывают перед ней на траву.
For example, squirrels can bring her nuts.
Она может лечь на траву и еще раз щелкнуть пальцем, и тогда белки будут чистить орехи и вкладывать ей в рот.
She can lay on her clearing, and on click, the squirrels can bring the nuts to her, directly to her.
Так они кормили, когда Анастасия была совсем крохотным ребенком.
So they feed her like this way when she was a little baby.
Но я не буду перечислять все, на первый взгляд, кажущиеся необычными поведения Анастасии.
I'm not going to list all the unusual things connected to Anastasia.
Я хочу привести пример, как она с помощью медитации повлияла на человеческое сообщество.
I just want to make an example of how, with the help of meditation, she could affect human society.
И вот это вот является ее воздействие на людей, является каким-то верхом медитации, показывает значение медитации, великое значение медитации.
And her impact, her influence shows us what results meditation can give us.
В книге описано, как она начинает медитацию.
In the book, it's described how she began her meditation.
В главе, которая называется «Мечты сотворения будущего».
In the chapter with the name "Dream about Future".
Так, я сейчас просто вот ищу, хочу вам прочитать.
I'm looking for the extract. I want to read to you.
И всегда у тебя получается не только исцеление.
And this is always works for you, even when you dream of something other than healing.
Так. Всегда, если не абстрактна мечта моя.
Always, unless it's an abstract dream.
Если это, я говорю прямую речь, из книги привожу слова Анастасии.
What I'm saying now, that's her direct words from the book.
Она отвечает на вопрос, и всегда у тебя получается то, о чем ты мечтаешь.
In these words, she answers me for my question, if always what she wants happens.
Она отвечает, всегда.
And she answers yes.
Если не абстрактна мечта.
Unless it's an abstract dream.
Если она детализирована до мельчайших событий.
If it is detailed to the smallest events.
И не противоречит законам духовного бытия.
and does not contradict the laws of spiritual being.
Такую мечту не всегда удается построить.
That kind of dream can't always be constructed.
Надо, чтобы мысль очень-очень быстро мчалась.
Your thoughts have to go very, very fast.
И вибрация чувств соответствующая была.
And there have to be the corresponding vibration of feelings.
Тогда и воплотится она обязательно.
Then it will definitely come to pass.
Это естественно. В жизни у многих так случается.
This is natural. This happens to many in their life.
А теперь смотрите, вот она дальше рассказывает, о чем она помечтала. Она говорит, что в ее мечте я напишу книги.
So that was her words, and let's see what happened then. She said in her dream there was an idea that Vladimir Megre wrote all these books.
Это сбылось, несмотря на невероятность, потому что я по профессии не писатель.
And it came to reality because his occupation is not a writer at all.
Я книги написал.
I wrote the books.
10 книг.
10 books.
Она говорит, что книги будут читать много людей.
And in the book she says that many people would read the books.
А это уже, за гранью как бы всяких предсказаний, потому что никто не может предсказать, насколько популярны или непопулярны будут книги неизвестного автора.
And you can see that it's beyond of any expectations and prediction, because no one can predict if a new book from an unknown author can get so popular.
Но книги из ее мечты действительно стали популярны.
But the books from her dreams got really popular.
Их вначале никто не брал, но когда я продал несколько книг у метро в Москве,
no one took them, but after I just sold a few books standing close to the metro station,
люди стали приходить и искать эти книги.
People began to search for these books.
И тогда лучшие издательства России предложили свои услуги на издание книг.
And the best publishing houses of Russia offered their service to publish the books.
А потом
And after that,
произошло вообще невероятное.
Something unbelievable happened.
Стали сбываться, стали происходить события, о которых она мечтала, и они были невероятны.
Other events and things from her dreams that was supposed to be unbelievable and strange started to come true.
Она сказала, что в ее мечте она помечтала, что художники будут писать картины героям этих книг.
She imagined that artists would draw, would paint pictures and paintings about the heroes of the book.
И сейчас и написано уже много картин, вы их можете увидеть в интернете на сайте anastasia.ru. Картины, которые написали художники.
There are so many paintings now, you can see them on the internet, and they're from the artists made.
Она сказала, что будет написано героям книг много песен.
And she said there would be many songs written.
И вы можете услышать эти песни.
And you can hear these songs now.
Также она сказала, что эти книги позовут людей на великое сотворение.
And she also said that these books would call people for a big co-creation.
Она сказала, что каждая желающая семья
And every family who wish to
может взять по гектару земли
can take a hectare of land
и сотворить на нем прекрасный оазис.
and create a oasis,
Свое родовое поместье.
their own kingdom.
Я все вот это говорю
I'm saying all these things
о том, что она мечтала об этом еще, когда я писал первую книгу.
because she dreamt about that. She was imagining that when I was writing just my first book.
А сегодня в России
And now in Russia,
насчитывается 400 поселений,
there are 400
состоящих из родовых поместий.
there are 400 of settlements, of kingdom-made settlements.
Вот результат медитации.
This is the result of your meditation.
С помощью медитации, с помощью которой можно улучшать мир, реально улучшать мир.
This is a meditation. With the help of it, you can really perfect the world.
И эти улучшения можно потрогать руками, увидеть глазами.
And all these changes you can see, you can touch.
И когда вот мне предложили выступить в этот великолепный день, в день йоги, среди таких великолепных наставников Индии и не только Индии,
And when I
я
got the invitation to take part in the great event among such great masters of India and the world,
я стал думать, а вот что мне сказать людям, мужчинам и женщинам,
I got to think, what could I say to men and women
чтобы они с помощью своей медитации сделали себе что-нибудь такое реальное, приятное в жизни.
for them to make some changes to their life come true.
Каждый мужчина хотел бы, чтобы рядом с ним была прекрасная, совершенная женщина.
Every man wants a perfect woman be by him.
Каждая женщина хотела, чтобы с ней был хороший, прекрасный мужчина. Ну, в России говорят принц на белом коне.
And every woman would love a perfect man to be beside her.
Так вот, это можно сделать с помощью медитации.
So it all can be achieved through meditation.
А вот что эти люди должны делать? Ну, что должна женщина делать во время медитации, чтобы к ней пришел мужчина,
So
принц?
what should these people do? What should the women do for their prince to come?
О чем она должна думать? И если кто-то может подсказать, подскажите потом.
And what is the lady should think about? If you know, you can tell us after.
А я сейчас выскажу свое мнение.
But now I'll express my opinion.
Женщина должна думать о себе.
The women should think of her first.
она должна готовить себя к приходу ее прекрасного избранника.
And she should get ready. She should prepare herself for her perfect man.
А как она должна готовить себя?
And how can she prepare herself?
Ну, можно сказать, научиться очень хорошо приготавливать пищу.
For example, she can learn how to cook.
Можно сказать, что она еще должна хорошо одеваться.
She can dress up well.
Прекрасные манеры у нее должны быть.
Have good manners.
Приятный голос.
Pleasant voice.
Но она должна еще уметь лечить мужчину.
And she should also be able to heal a man.
Но главное ли это?
What's the main? Is it the main thing?
Есть еще нечто очень важное.
There is something very important.
Она должна уметь подготовить себя к тому,
She should be able to prepare herself
чтобы любимого своего мужчину ввести в вечность.
To lead her beloved one to the eternity.
А это возможно лишь в том случае, если женщина станет понимать, что такое вечность.
And it's only possible if the woman understands what the eternity is.
Я сейчас приведу слова Анастасии, которая говорит о вечности.
And now I'll read some Anastasia's words about the eternity.
Это она говорит часто белым стихом или какими-то необычными ритмами, но я не знаю, как там Юля переведет, но вот эти слова.
So I'll read her words, and they're written by white, like it's like a white poem. I don't know how Yulia will translate it.
Любимый мой,
My beloved one,
вечность впереди у нас с тобой.
the eternity is ahead of us.
Вступает жизнь всегда в свои права.
Life will take its rights anyway, anyhow.
Лучик солнышка блеснет весной.
The sun's ray will appear in summer.
Новая оденется душа.
And our soul will be renewed.
Но и тело бренное не зря.
But our body is also useful.
Смиренно обнимется с землей.
It will embrace the earth.
Свежие цветы и трава.
And fresh flowers and grass.
Взойдут от наших тел весной.
They will rise in spring from our bodies.
Вечно будешь ты пить капельки дождя.
And you will forever drink the drops of rain.
Если ж по вселенной необъятной
If in this eternal universe
ты пылинками рассеешься, неверие храня,
you will become like little particles because of your
из пылинок,
because of the lack of the face,
из пылинок в вечности блуждающих,
and from the little particles just straying in the universe,
мой любимый, соберу тебя.
my beloved one, I will recollect you, assemble you together again.
Вот это вот может женщина.
So that's what a woman can do.
И еще в книге Сотворения Анастасия рассказывает слова первой женщины к своему мужчине.
And also Anastasia in the book in the book Co-Creation, she says what words was said by the first woman to her man.
Когда Ева родила впервые ребенка,
when Eve got birth to make birth to her child,
о котором мечтал Адам,
who Adam was dreaming of,
он пришел в необычайный восторг.
He got very excited and happy.
Бежал и кричал.
He was just running around and screaming.
Потом снова подбежал к Еве и произнес.
And after he came to Eve and said,
Ева, Ева моя,
my Eve,
моя женщина,
my woman,
ты способна притворять мечты?
You are able to make my dreams
И она ответила ему.
come true. And she answered him,
Да, Адам.
Yes, Adam.
Я твоя женщина.
I'm yours.
Притворим все, что можешь помыслить ты.
And let's make anything you can dream of come true.
Вот представьте, на что способна женщина,
So now you
если
can
она
imagine what
поймет,
woman is capable of
как нужно любить.
if she understands how it's possible to love.
И что при этом уметь.
And what she can do in this process.
Знаете, есть такая притча.
You know, there is a tale.
Вот если будут рядом стоять две женщины,
If there are two women standing by each other,
одна духовно
and one of them is spiritual, and one
и знает вот то, о чем я говорил, как вести мужчину в вечность.
So one of them is on the spiritual path and aware how to lead a man to the spiritual path.
А вторая очень красива, просто красива и все, и ничего не знает, ничего не умеет.
And the second one, she is beautiful, but that's all. She's just beautiful and cannot do anything.
Мужчина обязательно выберет духовную женщину.
A man will definitely choose the first one.
Потому что он почувствует, его душа почувствует его душу.
Because his soul would feel her soul.
Вот я примерно обрисовал, какие должны быть женщины, и мечтаю, чтобы вот Патриджи и все спикеры, которые присутствуют, подумали, а не создать ли школу богинь на земле?
So that is I made like an image approximately how it should be, and I'm thinking maybe Patriji and other dear speakers could create a school for divine woman, for goddess.
И за которыми бы, ну, подготовить женщин таким образом духовно, что миллионы мужчин хотели бы себе взять в жены такую женщину.
To prepare millions of women to become perfect wives for men to choose them.
Но у этих женщин будет условие.
But the women would have one condition.
Они не просто не будут есть мясо.
They would be not just vegetarians.
Убивать животных.
And not killing any animal.
Они будут спрашивать